Is this a fake pump or is the worst finally behind us? Guys, in this video, we're going to go through what's going on with Bitcoin right now to see whether or not this bull run is going to continue, and obviously talk about why today is a very important day for BTC, but also the bull run as a whole. As we get into it, if you find it useful and informative, hit that like button. Really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, why not go ahead and subscribe? Tap the bell, select all notifications, and you will be kept up to date with everything we do here. Right, let's get down into the desktop, take a look at what is going on here with Bitcoin and this bull run, and why today is such an important day. Okay, guys, so just on this weekly chart, this is Bitcoin to USD. This is the familiar chart that hopefully a lot of you guys will be familiar with now. Basically, we are looking at all the data from 2011 through to current. And in here, we obviously have the 2013 bull run. We obviously have the 2017 bull run and the current situation as well. Okay, this is important because it allows us to understand how the 2013 bull run kind of went ahead and how we had these pullbacks. The 2017, very similar, but obviously not the double peak scenario that we had seen in 2013, and where we are in 2021. Okay, no, I'm data led, so we can also see that ultimately what we have here is something very similar to what happened back in 2013. Okay, and basically what we're waiting for is after this little pullback here, we can see this parabolic move that happened afterwards. Okay, we obviously have this little pullback here, which is actually 39% in the last month, and then we're looking for that parabolic move there. Okay, now obviously we don't know whether or not this is likely to happen or not, right? Just because it's happened in the past a couple of times, you would think that history would repeat itself and would have the same thing, right? It's I think it's most probable that we are going to get the pump to the upside. But anything is possible, and therefore we have to acknowledge it's also possible to have that pullback. Okay, and what we're really looking at is the Gaussian channel. The Gaussian channel helps us understand whether or not we are in a bull market or a bear market. Okay, and basically we take a look at all of the history. Okay, back in 2014 when we slipped into that bear market, we could see that once we closed inside the Gaussian channel, we fell all the way down. Okay. And the same thing for 2018. We closed inside the Gaussian channel and we fell all the way through it to the underneath, where we then actually went and basically saw the Gaussian channel turn red. Okay, and we saw it turn red over here as well. And basically this leads us to seeing value, okay, value dropping out of the market, and this is where you potentially buy up for the next bull run. And the Gaussian channel is red. Okay, now Bitcoin obviously is a store of value. It's not going to give you huge percentage gains. For example, back in 2011 through to 2013, we had seen, a 24,000% gain in Bitcoin, right? Which is pretty reasonable. That's kind of what you would expect from altcoins, just standardized altcoins now, right? Then obviously diminished returns back in 2017, 5,400%. And now obviously only really tracking 1,600%, right? Diminished returns over time. Bitcoin is not going to get you, a huge portfolio. It is going to basically help you store that value, and give you a little bit of percentage gain, a little bit of hedge against inflation, that kind of stuff. What it's not going to do is see your portfolio, with $1,000 investment and turn that into $1 million, for example. Those times with Bitcoin have completely gone, right? You would be buying up Bitcoin at less than $100 to see significant gains like that. Okay, so we have to understand that yes, Bitcoin has some high expectations in terms of prices. Lots of people out there are saying, Bitcoin's going to 400k, 500k, $1 million, whatever. But again, from a percentage point of view, that's not a lot. Okay, so we have to understand that you're getting diminished returns over time with Bitcoin, but the altcoins, that's really where you start to see significant gains. And I spoke about this in the last video, how to become a crypto millionaire. It's not going to be with Bitcoin or Ethereum. It's going to be with altcoins that have solid tech, solid use case, solid teams, and all that kind of good stuff. So do watch that one if that's of more interest to you. The main reason for this Gaussian channel in this video, though, is to talk about what is going to happen today. And if I actually expand this up a little bit, and we can see what's going on right now, right? So we can see that we have not closed inside this Gaussian channel yet. Okay, and this is a key thing for us. We've bounced off of it a couple of times, and here we are again. Okay, we have wicked inside it, but we haven't closed inside it. Okay, so today's weekly closed candle has to categorically stay outside of this Gaussian channel. If it drops inside it, then we are, as far as I am concerned, a bear market. Okay, but this does mean that if Bitcoin were to go down into the Gaussian channel, the alt season should start. Okay, so again, you're seeing a little bit of green in the market here. Okay, so we'll have to be, seeing what's going on. We'll get into the smaller time frames in a moment on Bitcoin. But if we do slip it into the Gaussian channel and we close inside here tonight, then we are going to be expecting a bear market scenario. Okay, and we'll go through that if that time comes. If, however, we continue that run to the upside, then we're expecting that parabolic move that's going to take this thing above that 100k level. Okay, whether you go any higher than that, I don't think so. I think you're going to be just above 100k, and probably that's where you're going to peak. But we'll see. And obviously, as I said, time-wise, we have the end of December, beginning of January. January is where I want it to close, just for neatness. If we take a look at the history, we can see we basically had the end of November in 2013. We had the December close in 2017. So it'd be good to see the bull run peaking up in January. Then you get a nice, neat kind of way of analyzing your time with November, December, or November, December, January. Okay, so that's kind of where my mind is at right now in terms of bull run in here, right? But what about that fake pump, right? So what we're going to do for that is we're going to jump over into Binance. We're going to change it into our hourly view, and we're going to take a look at what's going on, right? So here we have a lot of data for Bitcoin, right? This is your hourly chart. We can see that we're tracking this nice ABC move, a big ABC. Now, this is technically on a much larger time scale, right? It's like such as an 8 hourly or even a daily chart. We can see a big A, pull back for B, big C wave, right? And a lot of people, they focus in on the hourly or the smaller time frames to see the micro movements, and there's a lot of noise in here. You kind of have to cut through it. But basically what you can see here is we thought that this impulsive move was done and it was over, right? And that was the end of of an ABC move or an impulsive move down. Now it turns out that this actually could be an A in itself with a B move up and now a C wave down, meaning that this could potentially be the bottom of the area that we're actually looking for. Okay, and if we actually measure this out, and the reason that we normally do this is that an A wave is usually, or a C wave is exactly the same usually as an A wave, right? And we can see here that if we actually take that distance and that measurement of an A wave and layer it on from the top of B down, we can see that we actually just overwicked the top of a like-for-like, an A to C ratio. So we know that that is a very likely to be the bottom based on an ABC correction, okay? And therefore not necessarily a fake pump, but we do expect volatility, okay? It's important that we do understand that nothing moves up in straight lines in the same way that it doesn't move down in straight lines. What we're seeing here is people refer to something that's happened previously, which would be this run just here inside this A wave, before we went up and pulled down into, this B wave where you had this ABC inside this B wave. And what people are referring to is this pullback just here, how we had this pump up only to fall back down lower. Okay, it's very, very possible, but what you're actually looking at here is something on a much smaller scale of an A, B, and C wave with inside our B wave. Okay, and something that you would expect to happen as well. So as we get back over to our current situation and we take a look at this, what can we see inside this C wave? Okay, on these smaller time frames, what is there that we should be kind of watching out for? Well, we have got a kind of ABC. We have an A here, a small pump up or bounce up before falling down. Now, the problem with this is when we actually take that measurement and we push it down, and then we go ahead and take it and we put it on top of our B, we can see that we basically went way, way lower than our expectation, actually making it impulsive. Now, if that's impulsive, that could lead to something a little bit more damaging to Bitcoin. Okay, and that would basically be an ABC, a 1 through 5, right? A 1, 2, this being your 3, this being your 4, and now coming down for a 5. Okay, that's what people are kind of worrying about. They're worrying about a potential kind of pullback. Now, this is very possible, okay, but I think it's not probable. And that is because our larger time frame of our ABC has already measured out exactly an ABC. It hasn't measured out an impulsive 1 through 5, okay? So in the same way that we just did that in the micro movement, we did that for the larger time frame, we haven't seen this larger impulsive move. Instead, we've seen a larger corrective move, meaning that actually it's very unlikely that we're going to continue to go down lower. It's possible, but it's very unlikely in my opinion. So with that being said, we are now looking to move up with an A wave, which we can see that we're kind of coming up to the top of now. Okay, and then we'll be pulling back for a B wave, and then we'll be pushing up for a C wave. Okay, so if I take this A and we put it down to the bottom here, and we grab the A, the top of the A, and we put it here. And we'll think about where support is likely to be for a B wave pullback. Okay, we'll just put it approximately somewhere here for us out. And then we'll put the C wave there. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in here. And we're going to expand this up a little bit. Okay, so we can see here is our A wave, right? But we are going to be looking for a correction on that journey. So we'll pull this up. Okay, there's our A wave. Where are we going to pull back down to? It's possible that we pull back down to that 618, which will be right there. Okay, so there will be your B wave. Okay, then take this and we'll throw that on top of our E, and we'll grab our C and we'll put that here. That's the most probable. Okay, it can be different to that, but that's the most probable path for Bitcoin right now, in my opinion. Okay, so we obviously have the C wave come down. We can see that completed. It's a little bit deeper than we would have liked at a 1-for-1 ratio, but it's there. Okay, and now we're pushing up with an A. We'll expect the P wave down to the 618. Okay, and then we'll be pushing up with a C wave. Okay, so this is my expectation, guys. Expectation is the fact that we are overbought. Actually, if I grab the right tool here, we are overbought on our stochastic RSI. Okay, we are heading up towards resistance right here. We can see there's a resistance line right in here. Okay, and that's just because we keep hitting the ceiling at 49,700. Okay, and there's probably good reason for that. If we actually take a look back in time, we can see that there's a lot of resistance in this area here. Okay, we'll find that pullback coming in. Okay, it'd be quite damaging at that point. Okay, and then we'll be looking for a push up. Okay, now speed is going to be the thing here, guys, because or time, I should say, right? We don't want a pullback to occur until after the weekly closed candle, okay? Or we want the pullback to occur very fast and then a push right back up again before the weekly closed candle. Okay, those are the two scenarios. If we want Bitcoin to go up to 100K, we need to stay out of that Gaussian channel. So when we throw this up into our weekly, and we take a look at this and we grab hold of that Gaussian channel and we start thinking about how low can we actually go before we go inside and close inside that Gaussian channel. It's 46K. Okay, so we haven't got a huge kind of scope to kind of pull back down into this area before it becomes, irreversible kind of damage, right? So when we go have a look at this on our daily chart here, let me just get that right. There we go. And we start thinking that Bitcoin's pullback could go and bring us into that $44,900 range, then that could be quite damaging, right? So closing outside of that Gaussian channel is our #1 priority. So really staying up here a little bit longer for the duration of today before getting pulled down maybe tomorrow into this lower area would be the ideal situation before we get that push to the upside. And likewise, there's no guarantee that even a B wave has to go down that low. We could have a real short kind of pullback and then a nice push to the upside as well. Okay, so all eyes are on Bitcoin today, but my expectation is that the worst is over. I don't think it's a fake pump. It is an ABC move in itself. And overall, what we're really doing is testing that Gaussian channel, testing the limit of retail investors' ability to hodl. And we're basically going to start seeing, hopefully, a steady rise with Bitcoin. Obviously, there are lots of different people out there talking about Bitcoin moving up to some, fantastically high numbers. And ultimately, this doesn't matter too much to me because it's not a huge part of my portfolio. I have exposure to Bitcoin, a little bit of it like I do with Ethereum, but they're not going to be portfolio builders. They're just a way to kind of keep some kind of steady kind of flow in on your portfolio as in a good foundation level, but nothing more than that. So, for me, seeing Bitcoin move up to these fantastically high numbers is kind of irrelevant. It does mean good adoption for Bitcoin because it's the market leader. But other than that, my interest in Bitcoin is literally just to see whether or not we are pulling down or pulling up. I'm not biased in any way. I'm data led, as I said before. So we are looking for this, in my opinion. We are looking for a pullback. We want to keep that pullback above the Gaussian channel if it happens today. Otherwise, it can kind of go nuts with its pullback next week, and that'll be fine. Otherwise, everything's looking like it should be starting to get some decent correction to the upside. I do think this is a part of a much bigger ABC down. We had the impulsive move up here with our 1 through 5 with an ABC and then an ABC down, not impulsive down. So overall, everything's actually looking reasonably okay, considering the level of kind of pullbacks that we've been having most recently. So guys, I am going to leave the video there. If you have found this useful and informative, hit the like button, really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and you will be kept up to date with absolutely everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. With this said, done, and out of the way, I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.